So, Pastor John, please just give us, 2 minutes, your perspective on Father. Please.
Yes, I would key into something that Pastor Shola just said. A father must know that he has a great responsibility. The father is the priest of the home. He is responsible for ensuring that the mother who is the wife now and the children actually follow God, and ensuring that they are protected and they are happy. A father must ensure that whatever would cause division or favoritism or whatever is disallowed in the home, he sets a standard. And where the father does not know the standard that God expects, he will just be flopping all over the place, and he will be confused, and many times he will give a wrong direction. So it's important for a father to know that he's the priest of that home and is responsible to God over the lives of the wife and the children, and must lead them to God's expected end.
Thank you so much. Pastor, look at 2 minutes on that subject matter.
Every earthly father, you emulate the Heavenly Father. And the Heavenly Father is a logical father, an emotional father, a relational father. So every father should ensure that he can reason out things with his members of his family. Every father must ensure that he's emotional, he has empathy. And every father must relate with members of his family. But the challenge is the combination of the logical dimension and the emotional dimension to give rise to a good relational dimension is what maturity is all about. The mix of the logical dimension, the ability to reason, and the mix of the emotional dimension, the ability to empathize, or the ability to stand firm, is what gives rise to a good relational dimension. And scientists have said the ability to reason is called intelligence quotient. The ability to show emotions, empathy, firmness.
You have 10 seconds more. Just land on the point.
Yeah. It's emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Intelligence quotient, emotional intelligence, mixed properly together, will give a good relationship with any member of the family.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. See, the Holy Spirit led me to Pastor John to give, a very sound position so that at least we can leverage on his depth of wisdom. Sir? Pastor Leke, please. My apologies. Okay, I know Pastor gave an instruction, but I crave your indulgence. Can we take a minute more so that, flowing from what you have said, Pastor Leke, I want to ask, how can, our fathers, pass on that wisdom of being able to handle pressure to our children? Just 1 minute if you can, or 1 minute 30 seconds.
The way we can do it is relating with the children. As we relate with them, we're able to pass things to their moral faculty. A child whom you do not relate with, you can't pass anything to his or her moral faculty. And that's why sometimes I quarrel with many of us fathers. we think we are disciplining children, but actually what we are doing is that we are creating fear into them. And as we create fear into them, they will not be able to go through life. Because all they know is how to be afraid, not how to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. In the context of Proverbs 22, verse 6, it says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. Fathers can be under so much pressure, and it's seen, even from how sometimes they relate to their children. I've just been given the mandate that we can take these questions 2 minutes instead of 1 minute 30 seconds. Sorry? From the congregation. Okay, so questions from the congregation. Okay. Pastor John, please share with us, how can we teach our children the good examples to allow them to understand how to handle pressure?
I believe we must be exemplary.
Okay.
And we must also be open. There is really nothing to hide. They know our lives. They know what we are going through. And how we trust God together when there are issues. Let me give one example. Our first son enrolled in University of Toronto. I think at that time the fee was the highest in Canada, and his brother was 1 year behind him, and he was also to go to university, and he got all the good schools. And we said, so what's your decision? And he said to us, I don't want to go to U of T because I know what financial burden you are carrying for my brother. Let me go to a cheaper school. At least that can save some money. And he ultimately chose to go to, which was about $4,000 difference at that time. So they understood that with God's help, we must find a way to manage pressures. And when issues are tough, they are praying, we are also praying. Everybody is praying. And that way, God comes through. So it's something they have learned. And I don't keep anything as it's. Everybody knows what is happening at any time. And we're all able to discuss it. We're all able to pray together to find how God will have us go.
Awesome. Thank you, Pastor John, for using yourself as an example. So transparency is very important. Okay, Pastor Shola, share with us also on the issue of handling pressure.
I think, and
Pastor Shola, just before you take that question, I just want to let us know that there's the opportunity to ask questions. So we'll take, I believe, 2 questions from an esteemed congregation. So if you have questions, please write it on a sheet of paper and pass it to the ushers. Please, if you have questions, write it on a sheet of paper and pass it to the ushers. Yeah, Pastor Shola, go ahead.
yes, I think similar to what Pastor John said, really is it's being open to everyone in the home, being open to the children. Of course, my children are still very young, but I think I would say for my myself and my wife, there's nothing hidden, even when things happen. And yeah, there are actually things that sometimes you feel, okay, let me just keep this in me, let me just hide this, but I tell my wife everything. And then we're able to handle or manage the pressure together. And then of course that helps us with the home entirely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's this aura around men, around fathers, and they're seen as, they have all the solutions, they can manage all the challenges in the world. And so, I know as a youth pastor, you exposed to so many aspiring fathers. How would you just share also on how to manage pressure, handle pressure?
So I think the first thing is you have to be sincere to yourself. You have to know your limits when it comes to handling pressure first, so that you can transfer that sincerity to the people around you. When you don't have the answer, sometimes say you don't have it and ask for help. So if it's financial pressure, let them know. I share with my kids